Just woke up like an hour ago, which is good because I need to sleep. Still, it's like 8 o'clock, so I figured I'd get out here and see what's going on. Just had to get ready like most normal people, most normal guys. Put their makeup on, put their holy shit together, decide what version of the Bible they're taking with them. Get the blessed weapons in the bag. You know, the regular stuff that like every guy goes through before they leave the house. That's what, you know, that's what I gotta do. It's fucking nice out. Yeah, I don't ever anticipate going out to catch them, right? But if I do run into them, you know, I like having my stuff on me. And the thing is, like, I always have like a small kind of blessed item. Or I got a couple of blessed items. Or holy items at least that I can carry on my person. But when I bring the big bag, well, it's not the big bag, it just looks like a man purse or whatever. Which a knapsack, what the fuck they call them? Whatever. So when I bring this, it's just I can take a lot more stuff, a lot more little items, a lot more little in case emergency things. Can also carry a Bible too as well. So whatever. And yeah, I don't on the weekends, like on like a Friday or Saturday night, I know intention is a big part of this too. Like your intention yields results. So a lot of times when it's a weekend, I kind of think like, all right, I'm gonna go looking. I'm gonna get one. And but during just like a regular day like this, we cross through the parking lot here, avoid the bus drop off. Like there's been times on like a regular day where I run into them and I'm just not like prepared. Well, no, you know what? It's very rare that I'll walk by them. It's very rare that I see one that I think is a genuine one and I'll walk by it. But whatever. Enough about my message. How are you? I saw that whole thing with Paul and the shitwood thing. People are still posting about that. Like, aren't you guys worried? You guys, like Paul is like the one thing. Like it's people. Like it's anyone. Like it's a group or something. That's why they're never going to be able to get a hold on it. Because they think it's a group. They think it's like a group of dudes that, like, the guys they paraded out there as being arrested, their fake arrests that they made with the fake guys, those are the dudes like they think everyone is. Like they think we all look like that or something. We, again, it's not we. There's no we here. That's what they think, and that's why they fundamentally misunderstand the whole nature of the place and why it is able to be as fluid and as nimble as it is and be able to do the things that it does. Again, in the past, it used to do a lot more substantial things. I mean, I would say they got a president in. They memed him in there, even though, all right, he was already chosen, right, because they choose these presidents. But the weird thing is about that is like Hill Dog was going to go in. You know, she was going in. And they showed us all the polls like they do, you know. They show you who's going to win by showing the polls and all this, and then they kind of gin the public up to get ready for this particular person. So she was in. I mean, and then for some strange reason, and it even surprised her, if you've ever heard about the famous like backstage meltdown she did when she screamed about, I knew they wouldn't let me win, the whole thing. For whatever reason, he got put in. It's like they got a last minute cold feet or last minute different idea, and they put this guy in there. Was that because of meme magic and chaos magic? Very likely, sure. because it can affect the minds of men. It's stronger than men, you know. Especially these guys, and especially if it's coming from the general public, because just your average shithead has more power than they do. They just don't know it, you know, because we're in this cage here, being told that we're a mouse all our lives. We're a mice, and we're really a lion. And they're like the bunch of little mice trying. No, you're a mice. No, they're the cockroaches that are telling us we're a mice. You know, we're a mice. You know, cockroaches climbing on it. No, you're a mouse. You're a mouse. No, you're a mouse. You have to eat the bugs on the pot. You're a mouse. You're a mouse. We hold all the power, you know, because they can't for a minute let you wake up to it. Because if you wake up to it, their whole shit ends. Their whole system falls apart. Everything they built here, everything they created, maintained, and enforced over these centuries. You know, like I like to say, it flips the card table. You know, they'd lose all control. So they have to maintain this illusion. But the truth is, they're using your own power, your own energy, your own loosh in Gnosticism to run, create, maintain, uphold. All that shit is being done by you, you know? So it's just that enough people don't realize it. I have to thank someone for giving me one of my, who was it that said this? It was one of the guys in the comments. One of the awesome new guys. I got a lot of good people lately that doing a lot of epic comments with a lot of information. He gave me back the word critical mass. I was missing it for a long time because I've been walking around out here going, yeah, as soon as enough people that are aware reach, and then there would be nothing. Critical mass is is the terminology I was missing. So I got that back, so thank you. I'll find the guy, I'll put him up. Yeah, man, like, I've been doing this a couple years, and I've been lucky enough that I'm gonna try to hold this thing steady instead of dancing around like a fucking moron. I've been lucky that from the very beginning, I had support and encouragement from people that kind of saw what I was doing and liked it. And that's cool, but and I always like getting any feedback, you know. But the whole idea, one of the things I was hoping for is to eventually cultivate some kind of group of people that I could get information from, you know. And the nature of how YouTube works, right, is like, and this happens to me. I'll find a creator I like, and I'll spend some time watching all this stuff. Sometimes I'll do the binge watching thing, depending on what it is. But then the way the algorithm works, and even in your own personal feed, you lose track of people. You know, like you'll lose track of a creator, and then a few months later, you'll see something from them and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. And then I'll jump back in and try to catch up or check out what they're doing. So I know how it works. So the way it works with people that watch is, some people come in, they're here for a while, then they just filter out. But then sometimes they come back in. I've had that happen too. But lately, all the new people that have kind of come in have been awesome, man. And I do read it all, you know. And don't worry about how long they are. I like the long stuff. I go in the bathroom and activate the almonds, and I look at everything. And I try to respond to it if I have something that's worthwhile. But I mean, like I said before, it seems like some people, I should be watching them, commenting on them, you know, because a lot of you guys have a lot of good stuff. You should do it too. Like I've been telling people all the time, just like, look at this light coming through here. This looks horrible. Why is this happening? It's because of, you know, I have coconut oil on my hands. I probably fucked up the screen. I got ready in like 5 minutes and ran out the door. I did the Marge Simpson shotgun makeup application. Yeah, so it's not perfect. It doesn't look that good, but the idea, the practical application of makeup. I've been wearing makeup since I was 14. I was always in music. I was always in bands. It's the look I always liked. And I wore it this whole time. And in my everyday life too. It seemed like the times I wouldn't wear it was when I was real busy with the band, like in music. I remember the early part of the century, I was with a band that was really busy. And during my daytime, I wouldn't wear it just because I knew I had to wear it like every night anyway. Whether I was playing or I was going to see someone else. When you get in that scene, you gotta kind of just go out a lot. It's fucking expensive. Or it was anyway. We're talking, I don't know, 20 years ago. I got out of it. Well, actually, 2015 was the last thing I did. The last release we had was like a best of kind of thing. That was in 2019, but that didn't require me to do anything. So yeah, but in the time I was involved in it, you know, always wearing it. But getting back to the makeup thing, I think it was Jazz Coleman that talked about the idea of wearing makeup when you're interacting with entities and doing any kind of magic type stuff. What the makeup around the eyes particularly does, and this comes from like shamans, like I think they were called the Old Timey Shamans, the Old Timey Shaman radio show. What they did is they would put the makeup around the eyes because their thought was that if they were dealing with demons, right, the demons are going to try to get into the eyes. And that's how they felt they would get in the body. I don't know how that works because it's a signal. So maybe, well, you know, at a time I would have said, yeah, that makes sense because there's no bone between the eyes and inside of you, but now there's a bone behind your eyes thanks to Mr. Mandela. So we don't have that anymore. But what it would do is it would catch the demons when they're coming in. It would trap them in there. So when you went home and you washed it off, what you're doing is you were washing the trapped demons out off of your skin. You know, that's the idea. I didn't even know that. I was just always wore because I thought it looked cool. I mean, for me, I'm sure to other people I look fucking ridiculous, but yeah. So I gotta go in Ross. Oh shit! Did I bring money? Oh man, did I forget money at home? No, I did. I got money. All right, yeah. Do I? No. Let's walk up here more. Let's go up here more. I don't want. I always leave you at Ross because I'm compelled to go in there. I don't even know what I need in there. Sometimes I need nothing. I just like to go in to look around. But I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go look around in Ross. You know, just look around. $60 later. Ross is fucking insidious because they, you know, the prices in there. I sound like now I sound like an old woman, but prices in there are so good. It's like I can't resist. It's like wow, look at spatula. It's $2. It's like, dude, you don't even have an oven. It's like I know, but $2. You know. All right, so instead I'm gonna go up to my other old man spot, which is Long's. I always talk about like I've done videos on being a TI, although I don't think I am one, although it's in my name. I could be, I mean, right now, and just at Hawaii, so inept at doing anything that I don't even realize it. But I talk a lot about never create a track. Like when you leave your house, you never want to go the same route twice. You don't want to come back the same way you came. If there's 2 entrances to a store, you want to leave to make it hard for them because everything they do has to be a setup, right? Yet, if you've watched for any amount of time, you see that I make like the same track. Like my feet are on a fucking track. Stinky Beach. It's been kind of chill over here lately. There's not been a lot of stuff going on. You know, occasionally you feel the guy screaming about something, but it's been kind of low key. I haven't had anyone chase me down the street or anything like before, but you never know. It's all, you know, it depends on the mood. Sometimes the energy in the air makes a big difference as far as how people act. That has a lot to do with the moon cycles. And I have to start paying attention to the moon. Not just for Peter Gabriel, and I will get to that shitty new song, but because, you know, it's important. It's an important part of the whole thing. But the reason I've always kind of avoided studying it or looking at it or keeping track of it, it's one of those things like when you don't like a band because someone you don't likes them, so it makes you hate them. Well, when I think of astrology and the moon cycles and all that stuff, it just reminds me of these hippie chicks I used to date years ago, and I don't like them. And it's just like, I don't know. It's stupid, I know, but it reminds me of people I don't want to be reminded of. But what kind of guy in this field would I be and not like understand how that works? But I don't. I have to start looking at it. At least so I can get ahead on Peter's shitty music that he's been dripping out over one track a month. It's unbelievable. It's like, dude, I feel like a dog showing up at his door every month. Oh, can I have another one of these tracks, man? 20 years, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, it's coming out, but I'm going to mix a track, and you're going to get one every month. It's like, and are you serious with this stuff? It's not done. That's why he's doing it this way, because he's not finished with it. I'm not going to get mad about Peter Gabriel. Had a nice day so far in the couple hours I've been up, and no need to go down that fucking path. Just cut through here. Another thing I got to do too, and I didn't do tonight, is I gotta kind of try to. Jesus used to meditate every day when he woke up. Something ridiculous, like 4 hours, and they would call it praying. He had to pray for 4 hours. I don't know what he was doing, but he's doing something. So like it's not, they don't make a huge deal about it in the Bible, but it is mentioned quite a few times, and it's those things that I always try to take a look at, because the stuff in the Bible that they want you to see all the time, that a lot of these, like, I collect those little devotionals, a lot of the stuff they highlight from the Bible that they want you to look at, that's cool, but it's the stuff that is mentioned a lot that they don't highlight, like the fact that he'd fuck off for 4 hours in the morning and go sit somewhere, and they say, oh, he has to pray, he has to talk to his father. So there's something going on there. I mean, there are others. I'm sure there are Bible studiers, Bible lawyers, theologians that would know exactly what he was doing, but I don't like talking to those people, so it's hard. But yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that for sure. So it's like, I have to start looking into that. I don't think it's good to just get up and run out of the house, and I do that all the time. Sometimes to disastrous results, because when I'm not ready for nonsense, and there's a lot of nonsense here, and this is nonsense capital of the world, and you run into nonsense, it's like, I don't have the, I haven't loaded everything. It's almost like when when you start up a program and it's not ready to be used, so you don't have all the tools together. It's the same kind of thing. Yeah, but a lot of times I like to run out, especially like if I wake up late at night, like now I don't want to, I like being out here too late anymore. Just too much nonsense. But I used to like go out at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'd like sneak in the ocean, go swimming. I just walk around for hours out here by myself. The first couple of years I lived here, just to learn where the layout of everything was. And it was a good time to do it because there was nobody around. It took a little bit of time, but I figured out that it's kind of impossible to get lost here. That's what I try to do. I try to leave the house, start walking in direction, start taking a left, right, try to get lost. But when you have an idea of where the beach is, right, and you can almost always see the mountains, it makes it pretty hard to get lost. So I kind of learned the place quickly. But yeah, it was way more chill before. And, I've documented all the reasons for this. It's in the 42% crime increase playlist. So that's settled science, right? Heading up to the old man Mecca for me. Old people in drugstores used to blow my mind. Like, what do they do here every day? I'd be working at a mall or somewhere, or they've been next to one. They make the pilgrimage to the drugstore. Sometimes they leave with like a newspaper, sometimes they leave with nothing. And I got to that age, right? And now here we are, going to Long's every day. In my defense though, there's a lot of reasons I make this pilgrimage every day, but I don't have time to explain them to you because I'm going inside. I'll be back in a little bit. I got the kit, so if anything pops off, you know, I'm ready for it. Hopefully we'll get something good, because we haven't in a long time. I haven't in a long time. You know, and my credibility's suffering. So, and no, I'm not gonna prick my finger to try to make it happen. I'm not. That's black magic. Stay away from anything black magic, gray magic. None of that shit. None of that shit. All right, heading in. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.